Lamelo Ball is someone that a lot of people in the NBA are talking about for various reasons, not the least of which is that his rookie year was off to a very good start before he got a broken wrist and is now out for the next few weeks. That's bad for his Charlotte Hornets team because they're fighting for a playoff berth, and many agreed in thinking LaMelo might just be enough to go and get them that. But even with his injury, he seems to be having a bright future ahead of him in the NBA, and he's already making money off his time with them. To allow us to show you LaMelo Ball's net worth and lifestyle, be sure to like the video and subscribe to this channel. Number 6. Net worth. So, given that LaMelo Ball is a rookie in the NBA, you'd expect him to be worth a little money, but not a lot, right? But what exactly does that equate to? Well, because he was a number 3 pick in the NBA draft, he got a very lucrative NBA contract, one that measured up to about $35 million over 4 years. So, when you divide that by 4, you get a bit less than $9 million a year. But naturally, he doesn't just get the contract money, he gets endorsement money. And especially with his play so far in the NBA, there are many who are wanting him for their brand. As such, his current value in terms of net worth is that of $10 million. That's a lot, and LaMelo knows it. In fact, he was criticized before the NBA draft because of a jewelry purchase he made, and some wondered if he was going and spending his NBA money already, but he said he wasn't going to spend that at all, stating that he's smarter than that. Given the history of the Ball family, that may not be the wisest thing to state. However, if he is serious and if he does save that money and uses it later or uses it to expand his brand, that would be quite the lifestyle decision, wouldn't you say? And that would easily make him smarter than most who come into the NBA and think that their money from their rookie contracts will last them as long as they want. Hint, it doesn't. Number 5. Path to the NBA. A big part of his lifestyle right now is how he takes care of himself in the NBA, but before that, a big part of his lifestyle was just getting himself ready for the league itself. There's a lot of ways to make it into the NBA if you know what you're doing, and most would agree that the Ball family knows all of those paths. While brother Lonzo Ball went and carved it up in college via UCLA, who just had a run for the ages in the NCAA tournament, LaMelo had a different path. Mainly, he went and played in international leagues like the NBL and did very well there. In fact, when his team went to Australia to play a game, they apparently sold out the stadium. This play also serves as a benefit for the Charlotte Hornets because, as you all likely know, while college is a great assessor of skills and talent, there's also a steep jump from that to the NBA, as many drafts bust will tell you. However, with LaMelo playing in international leagues that arguably have some better talent than the college teams LaMelo would have been playing, he got to be closer to what he would do in the realm of the NBA. Now, obviously, that might not be enough in the long term, but right now, he's pretty much killing it. What's more, you could argue that this helps his mindset in regards to doing what it takes to win, refining his core style, and so on. And again, so far, he's doing well, probably because of a lifestyle difference that came with him, and that's his family. Number 4. The Ball family. Arguably, the most important thing about LaMelo Ball and what he is bringing to the NBA is that unlike his brother, in Lonzo Ball, who is currently with the New Orleans Pelicans, he didn't come into the NBA with a lot of hype. In fact, he had almost anti-hype, because while he was considered to be a high draft pick and he would get selected number 3 overall, many were doubtful that he'd do much better than his brother. After all, Lonzo was a very highly talented player after making a big splash in college, but he only stayed there 1 year, and as many have noticed, that may have hurt him because he's not been playing up to his presumed level. It also didn't help that his infamous father was doing everything he could before Lonzo got drafted to make him feel like the biggest thing around, even going so far as when he got drafted to say that he was going to be one of the greatest Lakers ever. Except he wasn't, not even close. He was traded by the Lakers not long into his run with them, and while he's doing better on the Pelicans, that's not saying much. Now, for LaMelo, his father wasn't as much of an influence on him in terms of hype and building him up, and that made him very level-headed in some ways as he was prepping for the NBA draft. He noted that while it's true that people didn't believe in him and his skills, he knew his own talent and proved it overseas. So he was more than ready to go and bust up the league to prove he was ready for them. And despite his injury, he has impressed. Number 3. Adapting. Lamelo Ball has seized the attention of the NBA this season with his highlight reel passes and a surprising ability to score the basketball. One of those people captivated by him includes Charlotte Hornets owner Michael Jordan. The six-time NBA champion said when the Hornets selected Ball with the number 3 overall pick, they hoped the crafty 6'6" point guard would eventually rise to the level of becoming an all-star. Jordan likes the way Ball is trending. I think Melo has adjusted to the NBA game better than any of us ever thought this early in his career, Jordan told the Associated Press in an email. He has exceeded our expectations so far this season. Think about that. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, sorry LeBron, says that this rookie has already exceeded his expectations, and that's great, especially since MJ isn't always the best when it comes to making draft picks that help his team out. So, that shows us that while still young in the NBA, he's making waves, and Michael Jordan isn't the only one to say LaMelo is something special on the court. He's the real deal, Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell said. Warriors forward Draymond Green recently tweeted, "LaMelo is a problem." Right now, with the way things look, he looks like an NBA Rookie of the Year to me, Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle said. He's getting it done statistically, their team is winning, he's got energy, he's got vibe, he's got a swagger. If you like watching players that play with flair, he's right up there. Said Hornets coach James Borrego. His growth, his fearlessness, his ability to bounce back even when things don't go his way on one end of the floor, he's a special kid. So he's getting praise from owners, coaches, and star players. That's pretty awesome and something that he should appreciate, and he does. Number 2, pushing himself. While it's true that the Charlotte Hornets aren't lighting up the league in terms of their wins, they're doing a lot better than people expected, or at least before the injury started rolling in. But before that happened, Ball was very much about going and pushing himself further and further so that he could grow. He's willing to do what needs to be done and what his coach needs of him. Me being me, I'm never going to say putting me on the bench was something smart or good to do, Ball said. It always feels like when I'm on the court, I'm helping. But I think one of the reasons is because we didn't have no summer league, so he probably wanted to ease me into it. And once the easing was done, the results showed. He won Rookie of the Month multiple times, including in March when he got injured. Number 1, recovery. So right now, LaMelo Ball's lifestyle very much has to deal with one thing, recovery. He needs to take care of himself and enjoy so that he can get better. At first, his injury was dubbed as season-ending, but after getting a second opinion, that wasn't the case, and now he's only scheduled to be out a few weeks. The timing is a bit bad, though, because this would be the point in the season when the Hornets would want to make a big push to try and secure a playoff spot. This injury doesn't kill their chances, but with 2 of their other major players out, it does hinder them, and we'll have to see how it goes when the players return. And you can bet that LaMelo is itching to get back. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at LaMelo Ball and how his net worth and lifestyle pan out? Are you surprised that LaMelo Ball has done so well in the NBA so far? Do you think it's partly because of the lack of influence from his father and the talent that he has? Or do you think if he comes back from injury, he'll be able to get the Hornets to the playoffs? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.